Recreation Division Manager at Cape Parks and Rec this morning, Mr. Scott Williams. There's a new youth sports facility, or complex as we should call it, coming to Cape Girardeau. They have now broken ground. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Fawn.
How are you? You feeling okay?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So you guys stuck the shovels in the ground. This thing's underway.
Yeah, it actually started a little bit back, but we waited till July, kind of with July is Parks and Rec month to kind of kick it off, and wanted to kind of have the site where people could really see what it looks like for the press and everybody see how big of the area is. So we waited a little bit. It was more of a ceremonial groundbreaking, but it went over really well.
All right. So tell people where it is and what you're doing.
Yeah, we're just basically expanding the Shawnee Park Sports Complex. When we first had the vote for the project, we didn't have a site picked out. We were trying to find a partner, and we ended up finding out that right in our own backyard we had enough room at Shawnee Park, and it ended up being the best site. So it's on the west side of the current sports complex site. So when you go down there and pull in, you're looking out on basically Highway 74, and that area has been cleared. So if you're on Kings Highway and go towards the bridge, you will see it on the right as you go by, and it's a big cleared area, and that's going to be where we build 5 additional youth baseball, softball fields, and that'll be for the younger age groups, for like 12 and under, which we don't really have in our community other than Arena Park. So we wanted something that was a little bit nicer, more tournament quality, and more age appropriate. And then we actually had to relocate 2 of our current soccer and football fields to make room for that. So they will be built over by the Jefferson Aquatic Center on the other side of Highway 74.
Okay. Now, when my kids were in baseball and they had to play football, we had to go to the raggedy one over where you parked for the fair before there was an actual football field for CYTF. And then, they had that nice field. But they got lights, and it turned into this nice football field. And then when they played baseball, if there wasn't room at Shawnee, we ended up in portions before Arena was perfectly developed. It was really muddy and almost unplayable. So this was necessary.
Yeah, the whole project we've seen over the years, not only for our youth baseball leagues, for our community members and their families, we needed a better site for our kids locally to play leagues, and then to be able to expand the current tournaments and to attract bigger tournaments, we needed to expand our footprint in Cape Girardeau for youth sports. So that's what we did. When you referenced Cape Youth Tackle Football, so the fields that they played on, 13 and 14, those have been removed, and they will be relocated over by Jefferson School on 2 brand new football, soccer size fields over there. So where your grandkids played, they will no longer play there. They'll play across the street, across the highway on the other side, but they'll be brand new, they'll be sodded, irrigated, and they'll be completely regulation size football fields.
So somebody's been whispering in my ear that they're putting an exit there so that you can access that Jefferson area a little bit better. Is that true?
Yeah, well, the way it's set up now is when you enter the Shawnee Park Sports Complex, the traditional baseball side, softball side, you will enter right on 74. You will have to exit and go out on the west end side to go up to the light on Highway 74. If you're coming westbound on 74, you can enter into Jefferson Aquatic Center and the football fields entering right. You'll have to exit right. So basically, Shawnee Complex on both sides of the highway will be exit right. It will be enter right only, exit right only.
Okay. Well, and I mean, it's easier access than it has been. So, you'll just have to go a different direction.
Correct.
Yeah,
and there is a U-turn. If you exit, there is a U-turn down at the light on Weston Boulevard. You can do a U-turn now at that light.
Okay. I knew this was coming. You probably knew it too. A listener just asked, are the water fountains going to be put in?
Yes. So water fountains will be, when we put in the new facility, we'll put in like a water fountain with a bottle refiller. A lot of the questions before, we won't put them back at the fields anymore. Water fountains like that aren't really utilized anymore by ball fields. They're even in Arena Park, people don't use them, and they're very hard to keep clean and maintain. So, but we will have new water fountains that'll have like a bottle refiller. That's like what most facilities go to now. So Shawnee, the original complex was just old and outdated. We will be replacing the ones there too. They don't have ball refillers.
Okay, and you know what? That's what people want anyway. You know what?
Yeah, most people don't put the days of people using a water fountain with putting their mouth on it. It's even our indoor facilities. Nobody uses that anymore. So we will, as we replace them, we'll put the bottle refillers.
Yeah, I'm that mom or nana screaming, "Get your mouth off that! No, put your mouth on there." Yeah, it freaks me out. I don't know why. But.
Yeah, and the old traditional water fountains and parks, unfortunately, just become very good bird baths. So, and then people complain because they're dirty and they are very hard to maintain. They're only as clean as you can clean them one time. But we will have, as we do new facilities, we'll do them like we do the indoor water fountains. They have the little compression for a bottle.
Oh, you cracked me up this morning. All right. So this is a facility that will bring economic benefit to the community.
Yes. So currently, this summer we've had our best summer by far at Shawnee Park. We've got 20 tournaments scheduled, and with all the weather, we've done 12 out of 13. So we've had a great year. Our crews have done great getting them ready in the weather. Well, what this will do is secure us to have tournament directors that will book here. A lot of tournament directors won't book at dirt infield tournament facilities anymore because they don't want to lose their tournament on a bad weekend, even though our staff does a great job. In a lot of people's minds, they want to have artificial turf where they play, and they know they will get it in. Even teams won't book dirt facilities anymore because when they book their schedule, they want to make sure where they're going, they get it in. So we will join that group of facilities that will have infields that will be turf, that we won't have to worry about rain. It'll also expand our footprint from 8 fields to 13 fields, and that will allow us to expand our tournaments. That right now, our capacity is probably 65 teams on a weekend. We'll be able to get up to closer to 90 teams on a weekend. In fast pitch and baseball, a little bit bigger.
All right. So, now, this was paid for, funded by the Parks, Recreation, and Stormwater Tax, the PRS, that we voted for in 2018 for this specific reason. And
yes.
The stormwater tax was, they've also put in some stormwater areas for flooding in the city of Cape, which is also extremely important. So this is exactly what this money was designated for. So any pushback that you're trying to give me on email right now ain't coming through, because allocation of funds is something some of you simply don't understand. And so I do. So you can't vote to allocate funds to something and then take it away from them after they've broken ground. That's not how it works.
That's correct.
Yeah. So it's not just bringing tournaments into town. That's all well and good. But do you know how many rainouts we had when my kids played baseball? Half the season was rain. That was a pain in the butt trying to get the games in.
This past spring was the wettest spring we've had, and even though our crews work very hard at Arena Park, and we're going to still do more work to Arena Park to get what fields. We are going to remove 2 fields from Arena Park and reduce it by 2, but we are going to have to continue to keep Arena Park upgraded, and we're going to invest those dollars to help those fields recover quickly. But this spring was so wet, we basically ended up playing off-site a lot of the games at Cavanaugh Field on nights it was open, and we rented the intramural fields at SEMO to make sure we could get kids games in. It was just a really wet spring. The last 2 years have been extremely wet springs, and it's been very hard to get on those fields.
Which is a good thing, because we need the rain, but it really sucks for people who have kids in baseball who paid to have their kids. You know who I felt the most sorry for? Your recreation coordinator, who had to keep trying to find some place for the kids to play.
Well, they do the best they can, and people were, for the most part, patient with us, and we did end up getting the season in, and it's just tough, but this will give us another area to expand and give kids a quality place to play.
Yeah, and these are the kids who are the up-and-coming next professional baseball players. They come from somewhere, and they usually start in Little League, so we want them to have somewhere to play. All right, so any other features that there will be? Any changes to the Shawnee Center itself?
Yeah, the sports complex, other than the footprint being expanded on both sides of the highway, then there will be a concession facility at the new site that'll mirror kind of the other 3 that we have at soccer and the 2 at concession A and B at the softball, baseball current fields. We do not have, we will in the future probably add a playground. Our Parks Foundation is going to dedicate $100,000 to equipping the concession facility and maybe some extra equipment that we may need. The Cape Newton Optimists have pledged $40,000 to buy all the scoreboards for those new 5 fields.
Nice.
So we appreciate the Cape Newton Optimists doing that. We're working with some other community groups. I'm sure we'll raise some other funds to help do some other amenities like a playground or some other things in the future.
Mm-hmm. Well, if Cape has anything, it's really, really nice parks. I mean, we can't take that away from anything. We have beautiful parks.
We have beautiful parks and beautiful facilities, and the community of Cape Girardeau and all the clubs and things we have are so giving and supportive of us. That's what's built the Cape Parks and Recreation Department to what it is today. We just community support and club support and families that have grown up, and now those kids that I laugh because we have some of the coaches now that I had in our programs as kids. They're coaching their kids in our leagues, and they all say how great it's become, and they are part of it now. So that's great to see.
Got to take your turn. It's your turn. If somebody coached you when you were little, it's your turn as a dad to coach now. Most of your coaches are volunteer dads, or moms. That's an awesome thing.
Correct. In all of our leagues, we have outstanding parents that step up and help coach our leagues.
Yeah, but your kid is not the most talented. They should not automatically get to play just because you're the coach. I'm just going to put that in there. All right.
Yeah.
So it stinks. All right, so we're going to have 2 football/soccer fields adjacent to College Street from Jefferson, and they are going to have better turf-covered softball and baseball fields at the Shawnee side on the south side of 74. So it's going to be a major upgrade, and I think once it's all said and done, people are going to just kind of say, wow.
Yeah, I think the families of this era, their kids are going to benefit as the families of the 90s and 2000s. As we've improved, the families during those eras have always improved with our improvements, and this will be no different.
Yeah. Somebody just asked if you're putting in the water things at the old fields, the older fields.
Yeah, we'll be removing the ones on the building do work, but we will pull those down. We're going to put up one of the bottle fillers on one of those fields.
Okay.
Probably by next season.
There you go. So you'll have somewhere to go. It's a whole thing. I know. I read all the remarks, so everyone can calm down. I'm well aware. It costs money to do those things, and again, I don't want to drink out of a bird bath, but there are rules for when you enter a complex. Sometimes you have to pay an admission fee, and with all of this brand new stuff, we're going to have to be able to take care of it too. So make sure you act right while you're there. Scott Williams is Recreation Division Manager with Cape Parks and Rec, the Youth Sports Complex. We've been talking about it for years now, and it's come to fruition. The building has begun. Scott, thank you.
Thank you, Fawn.
Take care.
Bye.
See ya.